All right, guys, welcome back to another of my friends reacting to different Kamen Rider openings and ranking them tier lists. So I'm here with Signal 11.
What's up,
Uh,
guys?
what's your experience with Kamen Rider? How much you know?
Absolutely nil. I think it's like Power Rangers adjacent or some shit. Kind of like that semi Super Sentai type deal. I know the guy's got a sick bike, but that's probably about my baseline there.
Yeah, so just so you know, Kamen Rider is like they're the first before Power Rangers or even the Japanese Power Rangers, which is called Super Sentai.
Sick.
But if we want to get real technical before all this superhero genre, like technically Spider-Man was the big inspiration for both Power Rangers and Kamen Rider. So they just kind of
Huh.
diverged. Uh, and, and the so and the main selling point was, you gotta remember in both Power Ranger and Kamen Rider, you'll see is the selling point was to promote toys, too. So
Gotcha. So kind of like Gundam in that vein.
yeah, so it was toys
Beauty.
first before the show itself. So, um, but we're gonna be watching what you saw in the title, Heisei Kamen Rider. So, do you know what a Heisei is exactly? Just
No, I do
It's
not.
okay. It'll be good as I explain to you and the viewers. Heisei is like Japan's own way of saying their different generation. So Heisei is millennial to us in
Oh,
American sense.
okay.
So right now, the new generation, where we say Zoomers or Gen Zs, uh,
No, for sure.
yeah, in their terminology, it would be called Reiwa. So, but going back just a tiny bit of history before we get started. Back in the 80s, there was a Kamen Rider series that their generation was called like Showa era, which was a sense boomer. They were a bunch of boomers, baby boomers in their era. So
Okay, for sure, for sure.
but at some point there was like a stopping point where Kamen Rider just fizzled out in the 80s, and 2000 was their return. So we're there. They release Kamen Rider each year periodically.
Okay,
Um,
sweet.
so I thought it'd be nice that you get some context, or however you feel the opening give you context. Uh, we're just here to judge the quality and how much you like the music, the suit, or the editing, even how you feel.
Oh yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I feel like this is gonna be like watching some live action anime or something along those lines. So
Basically, what it
really
is.
excited to see these OPs.
All right, let's get started.
All right, yeah, let's do this. Oh my god, it's like a time capsule. No, honestly, the cinematography on this is awesome. I don't know like how to describe the quality, but it has that like distinct like 2000s feel to it.
Yep, 90s, 2000s cinematography. Yeah. Yeah, that is the actual translation for Kamen Rider is Mask Rider. So,
Sweet.
but I think Kamen Rider just sounds cooler. But
Oh yeah, without a
all right,
doubt.
pause.
But yeah, no, that was absolutely clean. So oh no. Oh no, we're getting a little preview of the next theme there.
So can you remember his design, or can you tell which one is him?
My gut is telling me this lad right here.
Yep, you got him.
Yo, let's go. Honestly, I'm probably gonna have to call that like a B. I mean, it does have like that really like nostalgic on point cinematography, but I don't know how I feel about like the actual like tunes behind it. It's got that like weird old I almost want to say like classic rock Japanese vibe that you find in a lot of like anime from the era, which personally I'm not too partial to, but it's still solid.
All right, all right.
Let's see, and I
So,
believe this is what we're after here.
Kamen Rider Agito, 2001.
All right, let's go. Oh yeah, this is quality. Oh my god, I love me a good ballad. Oh man, no, this is familiar. This takes me back to the summer of Cart. Jeez.
Yeah, Todd.
Okay, now I definitely have a very clear bias on that one, but yeah, no, that's definitely definitely S tier. I'm gonna need your
Ooh,
help
all right. Yeah,
picking
let's
out
go.
the funny little lad from the basement of our tier list here.
We did get a good look at his armor, so he's like the one with the gold chest and red eyes.
The gold chest and red eyes. Let's see here. This guy right here.
Yep, you got him.
Awesome.
Fun fact about that season: they were supposed to do a two Kamen Rider season deal. He was supposed to be the end of the Kamen Riders here franchise because I don't know. I guess they wanted to focus on Super Sentai, but you know what event in that particular year that transpired to keep going?
What would that be?
It was 9/11.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was like, wow. The directors looked at what happened and like, this world needs more Kamen Riders to stay positive.
No, I mean I can respect the mood. I can definitely see why that particular opening theme has more of a somber tone to it for sure.
So I always forget to bring that up to my other reaction friends. So, but yeah, all
No
right.
worries.
My personal favorite, Ryuki, but don't let my opinion get in the way. I'm
Don't
very
worry,
curious what you think. So,
I'll try to go into it with an unbiased perspective, but we'll see. Yeah, not 4 seconds in, and I can already see why it's your favorite. God damn, this is just an absolute bop. God, and these distinct visuals definitely indicative of the latter part of the early aughts. Okay, so
Yeah.
between the actual visuals that went on there and the actual like tone of the music, that was just clean. That was absolutely clean.
Yeah, I grew up with that back in 2000, early 2000s, and yeah, so it was
No,
because of that when a friend brought up Super Sentai at my workplace in late 2018 or 19. I went back to check out like, oh, Kamen and Ryuki, and that I actually started visiting all these other Kamen Riders in late 2018. I was like,
honestly,
there were more of it.
it doesn't sound too different from my experience with Super Sentai. I ended up stumbling upon some clips on YouTube a while back, and went back and started looking at some of the Power Rangers stuff that was going on around the time that I remember growing up with, and found out that Japanese Power Rangers, Super Sentai in particular, has a very like distinct charm about it. It's quirky and cheesy in just the right ways, without like that layer of, I don't know, like that juvenile sense that it has when you're watching like the westernized version of what they're trying to present. It almost somehow feels more mature and less mature at the same time. And I don't know if Kamen Rider has those same distinct characteristics, but if so, I'm definitely going to have to do a deeper dive into this particular genre of media.
So, where does Ryuki, or where will Ryuki sit?
Honestly, like I'm debating on S tier or A tier, but I don't want to get the top of that list too heavily populated.
So,
It's definitely in the upper echelons. I think for now, definitely I'm going to throw him up in the S tier range, but I definitely like that second theme just a little bit more.
all
Like
right.
I just thought the tone of it was really like powerful. I guess is the word I would use.
Yeah. All right. Yeah,
So I
there's
know he was
lot of red on the screen.
yeah, I know he was a fella in red. I'm gravitating more towards this guy in the
You
corner
got him.
here,
You got
judging
him.
from the face mask.
Yep.
Okay, we'll set him comfortably in S tier for now.
All right. Kamen Rider Faiz. The introduction of cell phones,
Ooh,
which yeah.
this almost has a Dragon Ball kind of vibe to it. I think that haircut in the middle of nowhere really sells it.
He still keeps his long hair, but I guess it was just a light trim.
All right. Now let's see if I can guess the lad properly here. Uh, Hmm. Now I do know he had those distinctive buggy eyes, but using that alone to try and distinguish the lad in red down below just isn't doing it for me.
Yeah, I feel like there was a lot of emphasis on taking time to look at his suit or how he even transformed too. So, like that was his cool gimmick. Is he has a cell phone that he has to dial into code, and then he slides it into his belt. But
Oh man.
yeah, I remember another viewer friend told me that's important to know how their transformation should be displayed. So,
Okay, well I'll definitely spend more time trying to look at the transformations then. But I don't know. I'm like
but the quality of that opening, how you felt?
Oh, it was fantastic. Between the haircut in the middle of nowhere, the guy rocking the page boy, and that bopping, like poppy like 2000s anime kind of vibe that like I said was like kind of akin to like a Dragon Ball OP or something you'd find in like a Dragon Ball video game as part of the
Classic Dragon
BGM.
Ball, right?
Like
Yeah.
that's just quality. That's A tier. That's definitely A tier.
All right. He's at the top left of the list.
This guy right here,
No, left.
that guy right there,
Way to the
left.
Yellow
That I'm on the
eyes.
right. I know my
I
directions.
know.
Totally not dyslexic.
They both have yellow eyes, so it's hard to say.
No,
So,
for sure.
Alright. Kamen Rider Blade.
All
The
right.
ace is inside you.
Oh no, provocative.
2004.
I feel like I'm watching a Yakuza cutscene. Like, I don't know how else to describe this. I feel like I'm playing Yakuza 0 and watching Majima go to town with a Kamen Rider suit on. So I gotta ask, there are multiple pro tags over the course of several of these series, right?
Yep, multiple pro
Okay.
tag does multiple point of view. So
Awesome. Now, I don't know. I'm gonna
there's
have
so
to say
many.
that was
So yeah,
like that. It was hard to like pick a character to focus on, really, and
yeah.
follow.
Maybe that was the design intent I felt, but I'll just give you a direct hint of answer. Who was the pro tag, and that's the one with the silver armor and red eyes.
The silver armor and red eyes. So this guy that's on the left over here, then.
Yep. So
All right. So I definitely enjoyed the vibe of it. It definitely felt like it was trying to be reminiscent of its, like you said, this series came out in the 80s initially,
since the
like
80s. Yep, initially. Yep.
yeah. So I definitely feel like it was trying to call back to those roots, just with the way that those dance numbers were choreographed, and a lot of the imagery I saw up there, along with like the tone of the song. Almost, it definitely felt like something out of Yakuza 0, which was really cool. But I don't know. I think it was just like the busyness of it, my lack of ability to like really follow what was going on with some of the visuals, and like which character was really the focus of what was going on. I'm probably gonna have to put that in the B
B. All
tier.
right. Yeah, I've never heard anyone describe it like Yakuza, but yeah. Most people just have criticism with that opening. Go like, ugh, too much flashbang. All this flashes of light.
Oh man, no,
So,
I enjoy that kind of like
but
ostentatious
yeah,
presentation.
the only praise people gave it was like how unique it was. Kind of give like the opening was is like they look like they're dancing on stage and all
Oh
that.
yeah, I thought that was
So
awesome.
yeah, that's about the only praise about it because it was like nothing told them about the story. Like if this was a show and that opening is to draw you in, it's like it's kind of in between. Mixed. I've heard mixed reception about the opening. So
No, for sure, and I can definitely understand where people are coming from.
yeah. All right, Kamen Rider Hibiki.
All right, let's go. Oh. This is dramatic. You know, this almost kind of, because like I've seen a little bit of a series called Garo. I
Ooh,
believe
Mark
is
of
the
the
name
Wolves.
of it.
It's made by
And
the same production too, not by same
is it?
creators.
That
But
explains
like
so much, because like
it's
I'm seeing a lot of that DNA here.
yep. Garo is an interesting way to compare it to. That's I give it a pause. Yeah, Ultraman and Godzilla and Super Sentai, they all come from even Garo comes from uh, the same genre or company in genre. So
Wow, I actually didn't know that. I thought it was kind of more of its own unique thing because, usually like when you're watching something like Garo, it feels a little bit more mature and grounded a little bit and a little less like flashy.
That's the second time I've heard of all my friends. You're the second person I've heard who described it like that. It's very mature.
Yeah, I know for
It's
sure, for sure.
so
It's like I've seen a few of the movies from that franchise in passing, and they definitely felt like a little bit more like dark and definitely a lot grittier than anything I've seen from like Power Rangers or Kamen Rider here for that matter. And yeah.
so. Can you guess which one is that?
Oh, geez.
To be honest, he's kind of hard to tell. He's like right, kind of in the middle to the right with a purple red suit.
This
Yeah,
funny looking guy right
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Okay. Honestly, like just for the presentation alone, I think I'm gonna have to like stick it in the B tier. I mean, like
B tier. Wow,
the
you're
music.
the highest I've ever seen.
Well, I really liked the presentation of it. I don't know, like there's something that's nice and aesthetically pleasing about simplicity, and I think with what it was trying to do, it did it very well and got like straight to the point with it. But it's the music itself that doesn't make me want to put it any higher than that. It could honestly fall into the C tier, but I'd like to, think that just the visual direction is enough to kind of bring it up to like that low B, high C range. So
Everyone like just thinks that opening is so boring. They put it instantly D. So
really,
yeah, everyone I've talked to, they put that in D. But
oh man, I don't
I
know. Like,
guess your viewpoint makes it a little bit more sense. Like I feel like it's an artistic. You have to have a certain artistic uh, viewpoint, I guess, to see what they're going for. I people, I like it kind of goes in hand with the shows described too. It's like it's kind of different from the other writers or his
yeah,
predecessors at the
and
time. So
I kind of figured that would probably be the case just from, like I said, the way that it's trying to present itself, because it definitely seemed like a stark departure from the rest of the openings, and like honestly tried to be a little bit more mature with its presentation rather than like like you said earlier, like flashy, like a Saturday morning cartoon, trying to bring in the younger crowd to sit down and try and catch every episode on a weekly basis. It's almost more like something you would catch on like Toonami or something like that.
yeah. So yeah.
But
All right.
all right.
What we got? Kabuto.
Ooh, I'm guessing this guy's gonna look like quite the beetle.
You called it too.
Yeah, that's a Kabuto beetle if I've ever seen one. I am very much digging the almost initial D style vibe I'm getting off of this. All right, that was clean. It was flashy. It was to the point. It had the I don't know, like the old like mid-aughts digital aesthetic that like honestly weirdly reminds me of like almost like Digimon in a sense, with like the way that the fonts were like scrolling across the screen and stuff like that. I mean, that's probably not the right anime to like gravitate towards, but that almost like digital future kind of vibe that a lot of those older shows tended to have. So like that alone makes it just up there. but the music itself, it had like this distinct, almost like Eurobeat sound to it that wasn't quite Eurobeat, but wasn't quite like a standard like Japanese like OP for a show like this. So honestly, like with the way that it subverted my expectations there, and just the fact that the transformation was probably the most memorable one I've seen so far, with the beetle horn rising up towards the top of his face. I'm probably gonna have to put that in the S tier.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Like I really like that.
That's a really interesting particular praise about Kabuto.
No, I mean like it just hit different. Like I really don't know what else to say. So I believe it was this lad right here.
Yep, the blue eyes.
Yup, I mean those distinct beautiful blue eyes. All right. But yeah, do you have anything to add?
No, I haven't watched that season yet, so I can't really say much about it. Some of these Kamen Riders I haven't finished. I'd say I watched more than half of these seasons. So
okay, understandable for sure.
So,
but yeah, I guess we'll just queue up the next one then. Kamen Rider Deno, riding the waves of time.
But yeah,
interesting.
Kabuto is a popular one. A lot of my friends like. So
okay.
Yeah, they agree with you there.
Awesome. What the hell am I looking at? It's a time traveling train.
Yes.
You're kidding. What the hell? Okay, yeah, I gotta bite the bullet and watch a couple of these, because this looks like something else. Ooh. Whoa, okay. The overacting there is something else.
All those different boys you saw there, they're all him. So he's played all those roles.
All right, that was a lot to take in like 30 seconds. Oh man. Oh, so I definitely remember him being this lad here. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Also, that theme song was used in Cart if you were like kind of in between the right. So
it did sound familiar, but like
it's just I put in the instrumental version only. So
that honestly makes a lot of sense. Because, like, it did kind of have a familiar vibe to it, but I think I was just so distracted by the visuals themselves that I kind of lost the plot, if I'm going to be honest. Because that was probably the most off-the-wall one I've seen yet.
I was going to say, if you want to rewatch it, make sure you took in everything. That's fine.
Honestly, that might be worth a look-see. Let's see.
Yeah. I really like this season. This season is pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can tell this is probably one of the more fun seasons to watch just from, like, just look at that ridiculous CGI intro. I mean, it's
great.
It's bittersweet to look at. It's definitely putting a smile to my face for sure. Sadly, I almost feel like the vocals are detracting from the song itself. I think I prefer the instrumental version of this. Oh my god, I see it now. They are all the same person. Oh man, okay. I really hope I'm not hurting anyone's feelings by doing this, but like I don't know. It's just it's too over the top for my taste.
Okay.
I really don't know how else to put it. It's just it's in your face. It's flashy. Like the CGI is like just like it looks like from just a late enough date to where like I can't quite be nostalgic for it, but you know it looks like it's aged kind of poorly and like I don't know the chorusy feel of like the vocals on the song I definitely feel like it detracted from like the musical tone of what was going on there. I mean it was
Yeah, that's
fitting
true.
for what was going on, but like just from a pure musical standpoint I definitely didn't appreciate the vocals. So I really hope I'm not hurting anyone's feelings here, but
Well, there's a second version of that song too. Actually, changes mid-season where uh, you probably saw those suited monsters at the end of the video, right?
yes.
Yeah, they actually do their version singing over that opening too. So
Oh God.
I
Now like
yeah, we could probably check it out after the stream. So
yeah, no,
real
for sure.
quick.
I mean like
So
if you could send me a link to that, like I would be more than happy to see that because
yeah,
like
I like that version more, especially with when you have context of the season. It's like it's different when they're the
gotcha.
ones singing it.
Yeah, and who
So
knows, maybe I would have appreciated it more if I had that added bit of context, but just from what I have available at my fingertips right now, that's definitely C tier.
yep, that's
I I
fair.
I don't want to put it in D tier. It's not quite D tier bad, but it's definitely like
Yeah.
firmly in C tier.
So also just want to make a quick mention, worthy mention. Like some people said, Deno was like the final line where. So if you've noticed all the previous Kamen Riders, they were kind of seem dark or kind of have an edge to them, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. It also in a lot of Kamen Rider these shows, a lot of characters die or even civilians. So
Oh, really? So
yeah, and
they're
people
they
said
don't show like the
Deno.
casualties.
Every Kamen Rider after Deno right here seems to have like lightened up on character deaths.
Hmm.
Also, 2007 was the year like Japan was hit by a major tsunami and or earthquake, so they changed their tone midway into the season too.
No,
So
I can understand that. I definitely remember you know, like a lot of things like you know changing in terms of our media over here after 9/11 happened. So I mean, like I have to imagine it's probably
the same for them, yeah.
in a similar vein. So I can definitely
So
understand that, but
you're gonna
at the same
notice,
time,
yeah. I'm just saying, let you know, like you notice how like a lot of the Kamen Rider opening tones kind of change, but not in a bad way. It's like they all still have that interesting style every Kamen Rider has, but in the core design, they're all bug themes at the end of the day. So
oh yeah, no, that's honestly something that I've thoroughly enjoyed about you know like just looking at the Kamen Rider designs from a distance because like I have seen you know like pictures and you know like postings of you know things from this series, you know, this franchise before, but I've never actually like dived into it. And, like this is the most exposure I've ever gotten to it in one sitting. But that's one thing that I definitely enjoyed was the fact that they're all bugs. They're all beetly looking boys, and
yeah,
I think that's fantastic.
yeah. But regardless of opening, the season is pretty good itself. So
No, it definitely looked like it had much more of a whimsical charm to it than the previous series. I think the only other one that probably had like that level of whimsy to it was the one that I described as a Yakuza cutscene where they're all like standing on the stages and everything.
yeah, Blade, yeah. So all right,
All right,
Kamen Rider Kiva.
all right, let's break the chains of fate. Ooh, I already like this a lot. Oh yeah, no, this is like Japanese new metal. I'm down. I'm in. Oh wow, I'm really enjoying the imagery here.
Yeah, you can definitely see the budget and quality has like they've learned a lot over the years, improving that.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely like a steep increase in quality as these come along. I feel like, at least from like a technical standpoint.
So as you can tell, it was like a vampire themed Kamen Rider.
Yeah, honestly, it might be because I'm like deep down I'm an emo, edgy little fuckboy, but probably been my favorite so far. Like just from like the imagery of, like the chains and breaking free from them, and like the stained glass windows everywhere, and the just like little subtle like bat aesthetic that's been purveying throughout the course of that whole intro. I don't know. That's some quality shit. That's Let's see here. I'm having trouble like picking out his face here.
Yep, it's the yellow eyes.
Yellow eyes. This guy right here.
Mm-hmm. Got him.
Okay, awesome. It was mostly the pose there, but
Yeah,
I'm
that pose is hard.
gonna for sure. I'm gonna have to start filling out the lower tiers eventually. I mean,
Hey, it seems like you're enjoying all of it so far.
oh yeah,
So-
no, like it's all clean. I definitely like don't have too many gripes with any of them, to be honest. So I guess it's gonna be kind of tough. I'm gonna have to sit down and probably reorder some of this a little bit later, unless we get some real stinkers coming up here. Who knows? But I'm optimistic.
All right. What we got? Decado or decade. Sorry, Japanese
No,
phrase.
I
They
totally
like
understand.
emphasizing "o" at the end.
Okay. Now we're starting to get into like the time frame where I started like first being exposed to like Japanese media.
Yep.
And like
'Cause-
these OPs, the last couple of OPs
He-
are like just weirdly nostalgic for anime I used to watch from that era. I don't know how I feel about that monster truck looking grill on his face, but it's something.
So you
Like-
can guess he's the 10th rider, hence his name Decade for the past 10
For
years.
sure.
So, and you can see all the previous riders, he's fighting them, and, as he travels through the previous worlds.
Oh.
Because all the 8 of the Kamen Riders are in their own individual worlds. Only 2 of them share the same world. And
So it's
So-
kind of like a multiverse situation then.
yes. So Decade brings it together, but it's not his fault. Just simply put, he's traveling through their worlds to find out where he comes from.
Interesting.
Which world is his? He doesn't remember. I feel like that's not the point I should be getting into here, though. So
No, I mean it's still interesting nonetheless. But yeah.
So it's like an anniversary. He's what's called an anniversary rider. So, because
Gotcha.
so
I mean, I don't know, like maybe because like I don't know, like cutting back to like original material always feels kind of like just lazy in my opinion.
yeah, that's the case with most crossovers, even within its own franchise.
Because yeah, like playing like using Final Fantasy as an example, right? If you play
Yeah.
any of like the 2 games that come after like their original numbered counterpart. Like they feel like lazy callbacks to like original material, except for 13. We don't talk about 13, but like if you played Final Fantasy 10 and then like played 10-2, like 10-2 feels very weak and like milquetoast in comparison, and
Oh
really
yeah.
like plays off of that nostalgia for the previous entry, and it uses that to kind of like springboard itself. That's kind of like what I was getting almost from the opening there, because like I don't have that like nostalgic connection to like any of those previous 10 riders, so or 9 riders I should say. I mean, I think he's the 10th one you said, but yeah, I don't know. I guess like just for me that, that kind of firmly places him in the D tier.
Okay.
Like I I don't know if that's a controversial take, but that's just kind of the sentiment I was picking up.
Maybe
Like
it's all right. Maybe your opinion will change when you start watching some of these. So,
that's very possible. Like honestly,
but
I
we're going by
probably
first impression. So it's
no,
totally fine.
exactly. So like honestly, like if you're looking for someone who like thoroughly knows this franchise in and out and is giving you a seriously educated opinion, this is not that.
Especially if it's like a morning show you just start and it's like I'm not impressed.
No, for sure, for sure. I mean, like honestly, if I was flipping through the channels and I found this on like the Fox box, way back in the day, I'd probably be switching over to like Kids WB or something.
Yeah. So now we're gonna be hitting a new era of riders. It's kind of technically dubbed Neo Heisei riders because, well, now this is like kind of like a reboot point. Think of Flashpoint or Infinite Crisis Core of DC Marvel. You heard about those?
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, I'm slightly familiar with them.
but now these Kamen Rider series are now more interconnected. So
Gotcha. So the previous entry in the franchise kind of
they're-
opened the floodgates for having like more of these worlds collide, I suppose.
Yep.
Interesting. So we'll have to see how things go from here.
Kamen Rider W.
Ooh, I'm digging the noir sensibilities here. Oh. I was not expecting the cutaway to that. Oh my god, I'm gonna get crucified for this, but I'm getting Persona vibes, man. I'm honestly kind of digging the simplicity of the suit designs.
Also, I just love the suit. It seems a little bit closer to classic Kamen Rider. But so yeah, Kamen Rider W.
Yeah, like I don't know. It reminded me of Persona 4. And I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but like I think it was just like the soft like jazzy opening cutting away to like more of a almost like poppy like tone just like in the music, and there was a frame in here where you had like the silhouettes of the characters on like very starkly colored backgrounds that were like unevenly cut rectangles. And for whatever reason, like that particular like set of imagery, even though it's like completely unoriginal in terms of like what Persona does with it, kind of reminds me of like the Persona 4 opening a little bit, And
Yeah, the whole mystery detective play.
Yeah, no, that too. So I guess for giving me PTSD back to playing through Marie's Confidant, I'm gonna have to give
Oh shit!
I'm gonna have to put it in the D tier.
Yeah, you are gonna get crucified.
I don't care. I compared it to Persona.
It sounded like these were all praise, and then you give it a D. That's what it was like to me. Like, man, all these references, yeah. And then it goes. You sounded so happy for all these references, and then
No, and I was, and then I remembered the worst parts of one of my favorite video games, and I felt a little dead inside, and I took it out on Kamen Rider.
man,
Squash and beetles.
the only thing I liked about that opening was in the lyrics. It was they said something along the lines, and it's fine if you missed it. It said something along the lines of "find the W's," and you know the famous W's of being a detective.
Who, what, why, where, when?
Yes.
Ooh, man, I've played enough Ace Attorney to know what's going on there.
So, but yeah, did you have any thoughts or speculations of the characters? Well, obviously the one in the hat is the detective, and the other half. It's basically two people share the Kamen Rider suit. So,
oh, that's actually an interesting twist on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, the characters looked interesting, I suppose. But like, I think the thing that I liked most about like the visual aesthetic that was going on is honestly the suit. Like, if there's one thing I can clearly and like easily praise this for, the suit is probably like the most simple one I've seen yet. And it's very aesthetically pleasing. It's very cleanly done. You know, the nuances of it that like make it a look like a bug, you know, a beetle for lack of better terms is like very very subtle, very very nuanced, and I definitely appreciate that. But not, you know what, for the sake of controversy, stand there.
All right, that's it. Let's move on. Kamen Rider O's. Unleash and fulfill your desire.
Ooh. Why he naked though?
Because he's a bum.
Wait, he's straight up a bum?
Yeah, but he's happy-go-lucky bum.
Yo, nice.
But this series is like a theme. Its monster theme is about exploiting human greed.
Okay. God, man, he is just a beach bro. I do really enjoy the costume design on this. Yo, so I gotta ask, is this where Henshin Agogo and Beautiful Joe comes from?
Probably way earlier than this. Oh, as a whole, yeah.
Okay, cool, because, yeah, like, that's the one word that they keep yelling that, like, sticks out like a sore thumb in my brain.
Henshin. Yep, that's been their signature line.
Okay, that was pretty solid.
The opening?
that opening was pretty solid. I liked the I wouldn't call it. It's almost like a hybrid of metal and ska, which fits because, you know, like the whole
ska. You know, yeah, I've heard that described
there.
Yeah, ska's been used widely a lot to describe.
Yeah, like for lack of better terms, it sounded almost like Smash Mouth hybridized with the metal of the time.
So, can you guess?
All right.
Which one's that?
Oh man, Simple and Red. I'm guessing it was this guy right here.
Nope, he's
nope.
got the green eyes.
Green eyes. Oh man. Well, you do gotta admit, like the helmets in particular do look kind of similar. You got that nice little like racing stripe going down the middle there. You got the cool little V's, and you know, like it's aesthetically. So the coin on his chest should have been a dead giveaway, but. Honestly, I think I'm gonna give that a B.
A B, all right.
I think a B, just because, like, you know, the musical styling was nice. I really did dig the character designs, the costume designs in particular, but I don't know, it just didn't have like some of the things that like I really enjoyed about the other themes so far. I don't know, when they're like a little bit more like hushed in their tone, a little bit like, you know, darker, grittier. You know, like I've been enjoying those ones just a bit more. So. But it's probably just my general taste and and this kind of stuff in general. But yeah.
All right. Yeah, nothing else to say there about him.
For sure. What the fuck is that guy's hair?
Obviously, it was the hair of the delinquents.
I mean,
But
Josuke Higashikata, but real. Like, holy shit.
But I guess it was this show's way of trying to redefine and say it's cool, you know.
Oh my god, it's the Breakfast Club in space.
Breakfast Club.
Oh. Why the fuck he look like a sperm though?
Yeah, the code head. I think they tried too hard with the astronaut rocket theme.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt. So before we keep going, I'm actually gonna adjust my audio a little bit and see if I can't turn Discord up a little bit on my volume mixer.
Yeah, sure thing.
It's because I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you over top of the themes here, and I want to keep that dialogue going. But yeah, that should be good. I think I have you maxed out, but yeah, I know. I don't know. Like the Breakfast Club angle is cool. I'll give it that. That it seems like it would be interesting. The Josuke Higashikata aesthetic there definitely got.
I think it's clearly. I feel like they wouldn't have gone for it if it wasn't for JoJo.
And JoJo was like much more popular in Japan at the time than it was here before like the anime adaptations, because like they had hella manga and books and video games and things of the like that all tied in to JoJo before like it ever really got over here, if you're ignoring the Stardust Crusaders. God, I'm getting my parts mixed up here, I feel like, but the arc where Jotaro goes off and fights Dio, before we got that OVA over here. So I can definitely see some of the inspiration there, but I don't know. Like the costume design, the music choice, it's a little too like happy-go-lucky for my tastes. Man, deadass looks like a sperm wandering around with the Breakfast Club. Like I don't know what else to say. Like such an awkward way to put it.
I've never heard anything in my life described like that, but yeah.
No, I've never described anything like that. It's the first time for everything.
I thought you go around describing everything like that. Like, oh, I guess that's just how you talk now.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna be walking around and like when somebody does something completely dumb brained, I'm just gonna call him a walking sperm and move on with my day. But yeah, let's put him in the D.
All right, but the show is actually pretty good, surprisingly.
No, I can imagine. Like you really shouldn't judge a book by its cover, no matter how dumb it might look. But
yeah, the suit design.
That cover's dumb.
Yeah.
I feel bad for ragging on him so hard, but
no, that's the show's fault if they can't make a good, strong first impression.
No, for sure.
So.
All right, so ready for the next one?
All right. Yep.
All right, let's do it.
Kamen Rider Wizard.
Ooh, he's becoming the final hope. Oh God.
And you want some of this ring pop?
Oh right. I'm getting like weird flashbacks to Okay, that's a bop. That's a clean
transition.
Yeah. He took the words right out of my mouth there. But I'm getting like weird flashbacks to Super Sentai Magi Rangers.
Oh yeah.
That trench coat, though. He looks so corny. Yo, and that fucking pelvis belt looks just like the one guy, the blonde dude from My Hero Academia who shoots lasers out of his crotch. Like just the way that lit up. I don't.
It's a big belt. Yeah.
Looks like something you'd win in like a WWE cage match. Jesus. I will say, I really do like the bike design.
Yeah, that's a cool first notice. Nobody really highlights their bike designs. I feel like bike designs are so under credit for in the Kamen Rider openings.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. Like I don't know, like the bikes themselves, like you see them in a lot of the earlier openings, but like my attention wasn't like drawn to it as like distinctly as that particular OP, and I don't know. I guess that's like something that's kind of lacking because I mean, Kamen Rider is known for being the bro on a motorcycle.
Yep.
You know, it's why they parodied him in One Punch Man with Moomin Rider.
Yeah,
So...
I hate you had to remind me of that. Thank you. But at the
he's
time,
definitely one of my favorite characters from the show.
But at the time when I watched One Punch Man, I wasn't into Kamen Rider at the time, so yeah.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe maybe watching Kamen Rider will change my appreciation for that character. But yeah, I don't know. I like the music. I will say I like the music, but the giant WWE belt, the rings, and the strange like reminiscence to Magi Ranger, which is like an especially cheesy variant of Super Sentai. I don't know. I'm like debating on like B or C because like it had a lot of redeeming qualities. I will say, but I don't know. It just didn't like grab me by the seat of my pants and pull me along for the ride. So I don't know. I think like it's definitely like in between the two, but I think I'm gonna put him in the C tier.
All right.
I
I haven't watched that season, so yeah.
No, for sure. And honestly,
well, I watched like 4 episodes to test Reddit. But yeah, I was gonna finish it until my hard drive busted. So
ooh, yeah. Well, hopefully you can get back to watching that. What was your impression of it? Because honestly, like of all of these that I've seen so far, the weird vampire themed one and that one in particular.
Oh, you're curious of my opinion of Wizard?
Yeah, like because honestly, I wouldn't mind.
I felt like
going out of my way to try starting with like either of those.
Yeah, I felt like okay. At first, I thought he was too much of a too cool kind of guy. Like, this guy looks.
Oh yeah, he seems cocksure for sure.
But when I actually watched it, he actually doesn't have a lot of confidence in himself, and so he's like he's very self-conscious about if he's gotta get through this or saving people. So
as long as he's not as much of a bitch boy as Squall from Final Fantasy VIII, like I could probably stick around for that ride.
But yeah, he's got his own quirks around the cast, but yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty solid show from the 4 episodes I've seen.
All right, interesting. Yeah, I'll definitely have to keep that that noted and in my pocket for later. But yeah.
All right, Kamen Rider Gaim.
All right. Huh. Of course, you have that militaristic, drum roll going on. Of course, they're going to be samurai themed.
I did not take account for that militaristic themed drums.
Oh. So they are directly going full samurai here with mention of the Sengoku period.
That forbidden fruit.
Oh wow. Okay, that green suit was clean. Yeah, I'm definitely a little biased there. Growing up, I was always particular to the Green Ranger and whatever season of Power Rangers I
Ooh,
was
green suit's
watching.
called to you. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely enjoyed that. Between like the like samurai aesthetic, the like Sengoku undertones. Like I really have a soft spot for that era. One of my favorite games growing up was Samurai Warriors on the PS2.
Oh, okay.
And I played the ever loving shit out of that. If anything, it's probably what kickstarted this whole weeaboo thing I've got going on now. But yeah, no, like I really just enjoy that period of time, and quite frankly,
Oh, so
if the show,
this show, the opening already hits the major prep brownie points.
oh yeah, no, like that alone like wins it. But yeah, no, I'm just taken back to like summers as like a like 10-year-old little me sitting down on the floor with my tiny 12-inch CRT television in the basement with my PS2 hooked up to it, just wasting hour after hour beating up hordes of enemies, and it just I don't know, it just tickles that sweet spot, you know. So it's this lad right here.
Yep, the orange arbor.
Yeah. Yeah, the A tier's looking a little sparse. I won't put it in the S tier because I don't want to let my biases, completely overshadow.
Hey, if you completely love it, man, show it. Flex it. Show it.
No, for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I definitely feel like it's definitely A tier material. It's definitely A tier material. But
So
you know,
here's a fun fact. I don't. Have you ever watched Madoka Magica?
oh yeah, yeah.
Okay,
shit
so
was
that
fun.
year of Kamen Rider Gaim was directed by the creator Madoka Magica. So,
You're fucking
and
kidding.
Madoka Magica, for the record, was inspired by Kamen Rider Ryuki, the top second one.
Okay.
Yeah, with the mirror and sparkles and shit. Yeah,
Madoka
so
Magica was
inspired
inspired.
by Kamen Rider, and then you have this year that season of Kamen Rider directed by Madoka Magica, who's a fan of Kamen Rider. So
That's incredible. I never in my life would have put two and two together. Like
so some
god damn.
yeah. Some people thought this season armor was a little bit too colorful because if you didn't notice, a lot of their armors it didn't show, but when you watch the season, their Henshin is devices are based on fruits apparently. So he's a
Okay.
orange. So when he sticks an orange shaped device in his belt, this
Yeah.
orange drops from the air and lands on him and turns into an armor. So, but people have said
Amazing.
this is the most mature and serious Kamen Rider yet. Or so
Really?
it gets pretty dark fast apparently. So I haven't seen it yet. So that's just what
And
I've been told.
and we're still
Offhand.
talking about the samurai themed
So
Kamen Rider
yes, yep.
season, correct? You know, you've really opened my eyes. There's definitely at least three standouts here that I would definitely enjoy sitting down and watching later. So I'm probably going to be doing a little bit of research later into the night,
Alright.
and we'll see what happens.
That'd
But
be awesome. So
but yeah, no, and I'll have to let you know if my standings on the tier list actually, like land with what my opinions are of those series.
all right, Kamen Rider Drive.
Oh man, if I don't hear Eurobeat, I'm gonna be sorely disappointed. I was not disappointed. It's not Eurobeat, but it's close enough. This has to be the most lighthearted one I've seen yet. You ever just get attacked by slot cars and you drive to work? Lad's got giant shuriken. I like it. I mean, all you need is drive. I mean, what more is there to say?
So,
but yeah, no, I enjoyed it. It was short, sweet, simple, to the point. Definitely put a smile on my face. Got a couple of good laughs out. You know, other than that, like, I don't know. It seems like I don't know if this is a little too harsh, but it felt like watching like generic Saturday morning cartoon type stuff.
yeah,
If that makes
that
sense.
was definitely the tone it felt like it was going for.
You know, and it's fine because like it nails that tone fantastically if that's what it's going for. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna have to stick them probably in the C tier.
C tier.
Yeah, I mean, because like it was catchy. It did grab my attention. The music itself kind of had like a little bit of a Eurobeat vibe in the beginning, and then kind of like transitioned into that like generic Japanese metal that you kind of find like those heavy like overdriven guitars, like not really metal, but like almost like in between like a classic rock and like kind of a metallic tone. And like that's cool, but like I hear that like so often that I've kind of become like
They all
inundated with the sound. Yeah, like it all just blends together, and it probably just hits a little less hard. Like if they really like went all out with it and like did something like I don't know if you ever heard like Abington Boys School. They do the openings for a video game franchise called Sengoku Basara. If you haven't played it, you should definitely check it out.
Okay.
Really quality hack and slash game, Japanese only. Can still play it reasonably well with a guide. Samurai stuff. But
with a guide, I need a guide to get through that game.
Oh yeah, I mean you don't, but you'll have no idea what's going on.
Okay.
There's also a companion anime that you can watch, but Abington Boys School is the band that does the OP, and it almost felt like a watered down version of that.
Oof.
And I know that's painful, but like, they're probably one of my favorite J-rock bands. So I mean, there's a little bit of a standard there that like if you're trying to go for that sound, like really just like go all in with it.
So how do you feel about his suit design? I'm curious.
His suit is interesting. The inner tube around his chest is neat. I kind of enjoyed when it randomly turned into a shuriken and started beating the shit out of a bunch of random baddies.
Yep.
But like the suit design itself, it is clean. It's definitely thematically appropriate. It's very unique compared to the other suits. I'd say like the only other ones that like really have that level of like thematics built in to like what their series is all about are probably Sperm Man down at the bottom and
Sperm Man.
Yep, Batman up at the top and Samurai Lad. So I mean like they're definitely standouts. Probably going to be the most memorable ones I see throughout the course of the night, but I'm seeing some really flashy, ostentatious looking stuff down at the bottom that we've yet to explore, and I'm kind of curious about what the pink Super Nintendo controller nipple guy is all about.
Nintendo Super. Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, tell me that that B button doesn't line up perfectly with his NERP.
Guess we'll have to see when we get to it.
maybe we'll be graced by his presence in this next one. We'll see. Kamen Rider Ghost. Interesting.
Yeah,
no subtitles.
So.
All right. Well, I guess I'm just going to have to enjoy the atmosphere. Oh, yeah. That's a theme. You know how I was saying like Abington Boys School but watered down? This sounds like one of their lighter songs. This is clean. This is what I wanted. Like, just from an audio quality alone, like, this is probably, like, my favorite song so far that I've heard. I don't know how I feel about that old guy, though. or the pogging monk, for that matter.
You know what? That's what Devilish said, too.
You're kidding.
Yeah, he said the exact same thing. It's like, I don't know how I feel about that.
But yeah, and I enjoy the suit design too.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm not gonna lie.
No, for sure. I'm really enjoying the strange eye sigil he has in the middle of his chest, being surrounded by the cool jacket there. All right. So I mean, like, there's no mistaking who that is with the options we have down below. But yeah, no, just on virtue of it probably being the best song I've heard so far. I'm probably gonna like go out on a limb here. Probably because of the contrast of Donut Man down in C tier, but we're gonna stick him comfortably up here.
All right.
Right up there in the S tier. I feel like just from what I saw, it definitely looks like one of the more interesting entries in the series. But I don't know. I kind of do have like that partial like disposition towards like supernatural bullshit.
All right.
Yeah. So I feel like that's probably going to be a fun one to watch.
Well, I'm just gonna warn you. It is considered actually the worst Kamen Rider season.
Oh no, it's considered
Infamously,
mid.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
but we shouldn't let that judge by the opening. No, suit is cool. The opening sweet, but it's like. Yeah.
The opening is clean, and but, there have been several openings here that you have described as being like fantastic entries in the Kamen Rider franchise. But I thought the openings were mid as fuck.
Yeah,
and
there's openings that are mid as fuck, but the season's actually good. But
exactly.
If you really like it, it is. You just watch it and form your own opinions. So
no, exactly. I can't wait to watch it and make the Kamen Rider Reddit like shit themselves with anger.
So Kamen Rider EX8.
All right.
This one should be familiar, I hope.
Clearing the game of a patient's life with no continues.
That's
like God, that's like a Kingdom Hearts subtitle. Okay. Oh my god. He literally does just have a Super Nintendo controller for nipples. Oh my god, dude. Okay, so like full disclosure, when I was a really little kid, I fucking loved Backstreet Boys. Like I was a little dumbass, but like Backstreet Boys and sync that like boy band shit.
Yep.
Like
this has that, K-pop feeling that we go for.
Oozing those qualities, and it's kind of like hitting like a weird. Oh my god.
It's come full circle now.
It's come full circle, dude. Just hacky sack, let's go. I'm vibing.
But are you on a mission right now?
But yeah, I know, like it's hitting that like weird weird bit of nostalgia. Like it twofold because like of course it reminds me of our cart sessions, and like it's got those qualities. It's like distinct like boy band qualities that like were just oozing from the early 2000s in the States, and it's just a strange amalgamation. I think the suit design is absolutely awful.
Yeah, that's fair.
But but like everything else about it, it's definitely got like bias points going towards it. So I think for the suit design, just because like I don't know, like what's the thematic or reasoning behind him having a game controller on his chest?
To scream, it's a gamer.
As
Devilish puts it, it's like, I hate the suit design, especially the control on his chest. It's to signify to people, non-gamers, saying, hey, I'm a video gamer.
It's literally he just grew up playing the Super Nintendo as a kid because they couldn't get an N64 in the house.
So,
God damn. Oh, geez, that's rough. You know, like honestly, like that alone. You know, like the theming is good. I like it. It's cool. It's but suit design. But the theme. Oh god, it's so tough. Suit design wins.
earns itself a D.
It earns itself a D. It's so bad. It's so cringe. It hurts. Like if you know, like there was a better reason for it than he just plays video games. You know, like that would be cool. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, especially looking back, I think the editing could have been better too. Like, because
I mean, to be fair, I will give it credit where credit is due. If it's trying to emulate the style of like early odds boy band bullshit, like that is about what those music videos kind of look like. You know, at least like vaguely from what I remember from the time. It's been like fucking ages, but like if you strip away like all of the Kamen Rider that's going on with the guys in suits and everything, it's a boy band music video. It nails that aesthetic perfectly. But yeah, I mean, theming can only go so far, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right.
Kamen Rider Bill.
Ooh. That is a very interesting premise. That's probably the most unique premise I've seen all night. Oh wow, I'm actually really digging this theme. You know, and they're hitting a lot of these sci-fi notes without like really digging too hard into it, like like Spermhead. You know, it's just subtle and nuanced enough. They're using a lot of you know, like industrialized buildings and structures behind them to try and give it that like not quite a futuristic feel, but you know, like just a little bit more of like
all the high tech.
Yeah, more of that tone, which I definitely appreciate. And are those mechs?
Yep, mech walkers.
Interesting. You know, I'm getting. Hold on. Let me look at those formulas. I'm pretty sure those mean nothing.
I think they're all more elements and chemical.
No, like those are those are trying to be equations. Like whatever the fuck S is. You have K sub B multiplied by the natural log of W. And then over here you have some fucked up vector equation where A of t is a function of itself paired with whatever the hell h of t is equal to. Like that's what it's trying to say, and it's complete gibberish. Like, I don't know if these are actual formulas. I'm guessing they're not, because like I never saw them when I was taking physics courses and calculus courses, but like that is what that's trying to represent. And that hat right there, that I think is trying to denote that it is in fact a vector equation. So whatever this is, that's some like crazy chaos theory shit right there. Like, I don't know if you've ever looked at fractals or anything like that, but if you mapped this out, I'm pretty sure that would result in some kind of fractal. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, so like take it with a grain of salt, but
fractal.
I definitely think that's I forget what the name of it is, but it's like the most famous fractal that everybody sees, where you have like the several like bubbles, you know, that form, and as you go deeper, it repeats itself over and over and over again. But yeah, it's it's cool stuff, but I don't know. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh my god, it's a derivative. Oh my god, no, that's cringe, bro. That's cringe. That's making me hurt. And then you got like the quadratic formula, or no, not the quadratic formula, but the some kind of like what's the equation where you're finding the roots of a quadratic function? That nonsense in the background. Jeez. Like it had me. It really did have me for like the first half, and then they had to ruin it by trying to be too smart. Like I'm having a strong here, man. Let's see. Ah, God. You know, like because it started off A tier and then it hit C tier. We're just gonna take the average. We're gonna take the mean, if you will, to keep the cringy math speak going, and just throw them right there in the dead center. But it probably did have one of the strongest themes I've heard so far. I do really enjoy those ballads with like the slight like EDM sound in the background with you know, like the female lead vocals. Like that's always like really cool way when they tie it together well. Always really just nice to hear. Really good like background music.
All right.
But, yeah, last one, I suppose. Let's hope we finish off with a banger. Right. Zio. Oh man, I'm hoping this is electrifying. Ooh, 20th anniversary.
So he's the next 10th rider, but 20th rider now.
Yeah, so this is gonna be a rehash rider, isn't he? It feels like a Naruto opening. Like the sound of it feels like a fucking Naruto opening. I mean, the Beyblades are a nice touch. Oh, they're supposed to be watches. Holy shit. Okay, it makes sense now.
Finally someone catches on.
it's another time theme. Okay. So I assume he's also time traveling through the past to try and find other
he travels
Kamen
through
riders.
Time and space. So.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah, of course, but yeah.
Decade could only travel through space, but he couldn't control time.
Okay.
So that's what makes him like the next successor to Decade.
So he's Decade plus.
Yep, basically.
All right. Honestly, I didn't think it was bad. It was definitely better than the first Decade. I'll give it that. I enjoyed the music. And it was at least subtle enough with its themes that it, you know, like it seemed like it wasn't trying too hard. I don't know if it would like really make me want to watch the show just from the opening alone. It definitely wasn't like, you know, grab me by the collar and force me in front of the TV. You know,
yeah.
But
it seems like it's one of those seasons you need to watch the previous riders to appreciate that season. So. For
sure, and I feel like it's the fact that I am like completely unfamiliar with like the franchise as a whole that's causing me to give the Decade Riders such a raw deal here, for lack of better terms. But yeah, I don't know.
But the opening itself,
the opening itself was good. I'll give it that. You know what? We'll put him at the front of the C tier. We'll give him that.
All right. Well,
but yeah, no, I honestly kind of stand by my decisions. You know, like none of them have really like changed my opinion outright. I definitely felt like the first, you know, like 9 of them were probably better than the latter ones.
Yeah,
I will say.
I don't know if it's the suit design or the tone that.
It's got to be like the tone.
The tone that changed over the years. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you're going to try to be like ridiculous and strange, like go all in with it and like really make it off the wall. I mean, I kind of sound hypocritical there because I gave the train such a raw deal. But
the train a raw deal. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, like that at least did catch my attention and made me go slackjaw for a minute. That was the only one I had to watch twice. So
nothing else I should close. Yeah.
Maybe I should bump it up in the ranks, but I don't know. it was certainly something. It was crazy to say the least.
Yeah. Well, you got the most interesting tier list placement, so yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's very interesting. So, um,
I mean, I'm kind of a weird guy when it comes to the stuff I watch. I either
but
need to be
to be
sitting down
fair,
and watching
yeah.
something ridiculous, something cringy I can make fun of, you know. I need to be able to like riff track along with it with like a nice tall glass of something nice. Or it has to be so engaging and enthralling that, you know, like it keeps me plastered to the screen. So maybe that's kind of affected the way that it's taken shape, but I don't know. I feel like there's a really even distribution of lads up there, and you know, I tried giving all of them a fair shake.
All right. Well, um, any final closing thoughts of what seasons you might check out?
Honestly, weirdo bat guy up here seems interesting to say the least. Definitely samurai fella over here,
Okay.
and I don't know, like maybe Super Sentai Magi Ranger over here, or funny Initial D at home. all four of those definitely sound like a fun time to say the least,
Oh,
because
yeah.
you know they'll either
Like-
be engaging and hit certain like sentimental tones that I enjoy, or I'll be able to just rip on them and have a great time with it.
Yeah, me. I think initially I thought I tried to start with DK because I thought he'd be a good introduction to learn
Ooh.
about all the previous 9 writers.
I feel like
and then
you would
pick from-
be
But yeah,
missing a ton of referential material. there.
yeah, that was a mistake. But I finished
Yeah.
it, and
mean-
now I'm just kind of watching it in chronological release. So, but I kind
Honestly-
of jumped back and forth between old and new to kind of season one I finished. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. And honestly, I feel like watching them chronologically is probably the way to do it. Just to like get a feel for how the franchise evolves. I mean, maybe pick like 1 or 2 that are like serious standouts to like really start your journey down this kind of stuff. But when you have like massive anthologies of material like this, that's usually how I try to go about it. I will say though, I might honestly give Funny Ghost Guy there the first shake, because if it's as bad as everybody says it is, I won't have anything to compare it to. So I'll probably be able to give it the fairest shot. And it did look interesting. It genuinely looked interesting. And I enjoy his suit design a lot. Like I'd say this guy right here, this guy right here, and this guy right here probably have the most interesting suits in my view.
All right. Well, I think we're a little over the hour, about an hour and 30. So
It's fine.
I think
I was having fun.
Yeah, I know. This is like you just had such an interesting, elaborate detail of some of the Kamen writers I didn't expect. So,
Well, I'm glad you appreciated my takes. That really does mean a lot.
so
And,
I'm hoping to get everyone else out of the way, and especially yours, and for all the Kamen Rider fans out there to see all you guys' interpretation, especially yours. So,
well, I appreciate it.
so
I really do. But
right.
yeah, no, like seriously, thanks for having me on. It was a lot of fun, and it's definitely opened my eyes up to an entirely new genre of media that I've never really even like thought to look into. So I'm excited to really start peeling away at this onion.
Right. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for being on, and thank you, the viewers, take your time watching this. Leave a comment. What's your favorite opening, and maybe what seasons you watch and your thoughts. So, have a good one.